To all of my gems family. How are you doing? This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger. How's everybody doing? I appreciate you guys supporting me, supporting the channel as always. So we're here for another motivational, just a important topic for us to cover, talking about rumors and the effects of rumors. Most of the time, people don't understand is spreading rumors, which are really a nice way of saying spreading lies. Hey, always that girl. How are you doing? Spreading rumors is just the same thing as spreading lies, and it's going to cause some pain. It's going to cause problems, and the individuals who spread these things are messy individuals. And I think people just like mess because they have mess in their lives, or they're unhealed, immature, and whatever the case may be. Yeah, I forgot to put that in the chat. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. There's a lot of people who just like messiness, dysfunction, problems, drama, and we have to be the one to shift that. You have to be very careful who you associate with. I am blessed and highly favored because I woke up this morning here for my daily inspiration. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday so far. And I wanted to say to everybody that unfortunately, people's maturity is not based on their age. Maturity is based on what you do in the face of a trial, and such is the case of people who spread rumors talking about other individuals. And I say it all the time. I will never ever understand why people spread untruths, spread lies about other people. It's something I don't get, I don't understand, and I will never understand. Why be messy? Why start problems with other people to throw people under the bus? I guess maybe if one person or a group of people don't like somebody, then they start something. Maybe it's a partial truth. They don't tell the whole story. They tell the story and they spin it in such a way that the person that they don't like looks in a bad light. And I don't like those things. You know, I don't like when people, even when people deserve it. I believe that everything under the sun has its time. And if someone continues to do wrong, eventually, you know, there's going to be consequences. Everybody suffers from what they do. So I did want to say that first off, that when you do things to other people, what they say, what goes around comes around, and that is the truth. You cannot run from it. If you do wrong to other people, you throw people under the bus, you hurt people, you lie on people, you start problems, you bring people into drama that they have no part of, eventually it's going to catch up on you. It is going to catch up on you. No matter what you try to do, everything that happens in the dark always comes to the light. One thing that people can't hide from is the truth. Eventually, the truth will always come out. And I know when I was younger, I was not the most mature person. I haven't been mature my whole life. I feel that once I started to learn to love myself and to have my own spiritual relationship, and having mature friends and learning how to be at peace and be happy, before I could stop listening to messy things. Like, I don't like that anymore. And There's a lot of people who are the way they are is because they like dysfunction. They like to see, problems being stirred up. And I think that that is very sad. Yes, life is enough with the world. I pick and choose whom I talk to. Yeah. You have to be very careful about who you associate with, and you have to be even more careful about who you tell personal and private business, because there are always people who do, like, you remember when we were kids and they used to play a game called telephone. One person would say something and pass on that same thing to the next person. And by the time it got to the end of the line, the storyline was completely changed. And it's the same thing that happens all over. And we're in the workspace with relatives, especially relatives. Notice I didn't say family, because family doesn't do that. I mean relatives, because any relationship, if there is a person who is dysfunctional, immature, mentally ill, there's going to always be problems, because they don't know how to communicate properly. They don't know how to be happy. And they're always looking for something to start with somebody. And I speak that from experience, seeing it, growing up around it. And I just had to learn that dysfunction, that misery, that anger, it's real inside of many people. There's a lot of people who are just plain evil, and we can't deny that. And that's what it is. Oh, that's okay. Hi, Miss Betty. How are you doing? Happy Monday. We can't deny when people that we care about, it could be your very own relatives, it could be your spouse, it could be a friend, it could be anybody. There are a lot of people that we may know of, but like I was saying earlier, age does not equal maturity. You can be at a big age, but it doesn't mean that you've taken on the ways of communicating and knowing, okay, I don't get along with this person, so I'll take my leave. Everybody, we don't have to get along with each other. You don't have to see everybody and like everybody. You don't have to smile. There doesn't have to be a kumbaya, like you guys are hand in hand, best of friends. It's okay, everybody. We're all adults. If you don't get along with somebody, you have the freedom to take your leave, to take your space, to walk away. That's what you do when you're mature. But there are many individuals where they want to see you suffer because they don't like you. They want to see you suffer. They want to see your demise. And the sad part about it is it's people that you would never want to bring any pain or harm or sadness to them. And they want to see your sadness. And I don't know if it's because some people want to be you. They want to have your attention. They want to have your talents or gifts. Some people are just unhappy. They don't like you for many reasons, and it's okay. We can't stop people from being who they are, but we can always choose how we react to the rumors, the negativity, and the drama. You're telling the truth. Generational curses are real. That makes us who we are. I had to grow up quickly. Yes, this is the truth. There's so much individuals that they want for things to go on forever. When I was younger, I heard things about, this person, that person, who were my aunties and uncles, and this person and that person. But it has to be somebody within that, a relative bloodline that says enough is enough. Let's stop the dysfunction. Whatever happened back then, it's a new day. Let's love one another. Let's be kind to each other. And if there's a problem, then whoever has a problem needs to communicate and not put everybody in it. And I think a lot of people, they skip this step. Oh, hi. Hi, thanks. You should know. How are you doing? Welcome in. Hey, PMC, how are you doing? Welcome in. So that's the thing that I always want to tell everybody is that some people want mess and they want drama, but after a while, you know, when you go to the next generation, like I grew up one day, and it wasn't when I turned 18 to 21. It was much later than that before I stopped wanting to be a part of that. You have to say, you know, enough is enough. Let's be nice to one another. Let's be kind. And if they want to keep it in the mess and be messy and be with the drama and negative and let them do what they want to do. But over here, we're going to show love to one another. You just have to kind of distance yourself from individuals who like mess. You have to distance yourself from having conversations because everything that they want to talk about is something negative. And that's not something that we want, but it's the truth. Let's see. Yes. PMC says, live in the past, can adjust in the present, and sure can hope to see the future. Yeah, you can't. And the thing about it is that I had to learn to shift my mindset. If there isn't anybody around you that has a positive mindset, you know, sometimes just giving people the benefit of the doubt, sometimes it's a lack of communication. Maybe one person came in and just heard the end part of a conversation and then they came to their own conclusion. Or maybe if you did see the whole thing, you don't know what is going on behind the scenes, what has happened between individuals. So you have to let people hash out their own problems. And many people skip this step of, if there's a problem between you and somebody else, having a conversation. And I don't mean a text message or an email. If it's somebody that you're around, have a face-to-face conversation and and think about it in advance. Think about things calmly, what you want to say, and if it gets heated, you can take a break. I come here in peace. There's nothing but love on this side, so I don't want any anger. I don't want any smoke. There has to always be somebody who wants to have peace. There always has to be individuals, and you can't wait for other people to be peaceful. You have to be peaceable within yourself. You have to make that choice, regardless of what another person does and says. I'm going to, okay. Not saying that you're weak, but that drama stuff, that negativity, that backbiting and jealousy, it's very immature and very, very evil. And I try my best these days to not only keep peace within myself, but to make peace with other people. And there are many who fail to understand that making peace sometimes means I can't deal with you anymore. I can't deal with certain people because of the way they are. Because number one, the individuals that we may know that are very, very nosy. And we don't want to talk about certain things. There's certain things that's personal and private, and some people feel very entitled to know your business. And I'm just not here for that anymore. And the only reason some people try to tap in and talk to you because they want to know what you have going on so that they can go around and spread all of personal business. I always say there's at least within every relative's unit, there's at least one reporter. Always that girl says, I had family members just mean to me and my siblings because of the dislike of my mom. She stood up and I think you meant she got education and they didn't like it. Yes. And that's how it goes, right? People get very upset when you change your life. Yes. I'm so sorry to hear that. Always that girl. But I'm hopefully that things are better now. Hi, Boss Life Online. How are you doing today? Happy Monday. I always said that there has to be somebody who shifts it. Somebody or a few people. You have to have the people who are going to maintain their composure and not going to go far left, don't want to start, you don't want an argument. You're not going to put hands on one another. You're not going to be screaming and cussing. There has to be some people who keep a cool head. And that's something that I definitely had to learn. I had to learn how to, even if other people wanted to argue, you have to say, okay, it's time for me to go. And also understanding that there's some people that you can't reason with. They don't want to reason with you. They don't want to talk with you. They want to argue. They want to shout. They want to find something that you say, some little thing that there could be something to where they can get you to hit them so that they can get you in trouble, so that they can get you incarcerated or get you to have some problem, some disruption within your family. And yes, I believe a lot of times that the spreading rumors part has a lot to do with jealousy. People can be jealous of you for so many reasons. It does not make sense. People can be jealous of you because of the way you look, your education, like was mentioned, your personality, your status, the things that you've worked hard to have, and your talents, that you have people who love you, that you have friends, and so on and so forth. And maybe they don't have the courage to be happy and to have peace. Hey, realist one, how are you doing? There's a lot of people that don't have enough courage to have peace, and it does take a lot of courage to have peace in your life. To say, I don't want drama. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm not going back and forth. If it's not peace, then you go your way and I go mine. It's not that you're scared or you're a punk or anything like that. It just means, we're far too mature, far too grown. When you get up in age, it's like, come on. Okay? Agree to disagree. You don't like me. You don't want to be around me. It's fine. It's cool. Then you stay over there, but don't come into my space and start things. That's how I feel, 100%. I'm not a person that likes problems, likes drama, but I'm going to tell you guys, don't get it twisted. People get it twisted sometimes because of my calmness, because I've transformed my life for the better, that I seek peace and I'm positive. But it doesn't mean that I won't protect myself. I won't speak up for myself. People think that you walking away or you remaining silent means you have nothing to say. Most of the time, we have a lot of things to say. I know I do. There's a lot of things that I could say, but I don't even go there because I don't have to have anybody convinced that I'm a good person or I'm positive or I'm loved. I already know that about myself. And the same thing for many of you. You got to love yourself and understand that there's certain people you just got to stay away from them, especially in romantic relationships, especially messy relatives, because I'll tell you guys, and I know you guys know this, there are some messy relatives. And they have to stay where they are. You stay where you are. And it's just for the best. It's just for the best. I already said I made a promise to myself after, my parents passed away that, certain situations, just like everybody else, situations always happen when someone passes away and there's all kinds of stuff that happens. But I was not going to continue in it. It's just, you have to say, that's what happened then, and today is a new day, and I'm going to do what I got to do over here, and I'm going to take care of mine, and yeah, and love the people who love me. And the ones that don't love you, you set them free. As I always say, it's cool. You don't have to love me. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me. And if you don't respect me, I'm going to put you in your place. And that is the part right there where people get kind of they get weird, very weird, belligerent, and, want to scream and cuss and lie and stuff. I'm just not with it anymore. We're far too grown, Gems. We're far too grown to be a part of that, going back and forth, you know? That's for little kids. Even you could see little toddlers don't do things like that. You ever see when kids get into a little spat? They have their words. Sometimes they throw hands or something. Yeah. And then they get over it. Next thing you know, they're hugging each other. Why is it that adults can't do the same? If you have something to say your piece, and then crush it. Squash it. Let it be done. But some people don't want it to be done. They want to harbor that resentment for whatever reason. And I'm not saying, because I'm not a perfect person, nor do I claim to be. And at the same time, I understand that other people aren't perfect, nor do they claim to be. Well, I take back the last part. Some people, they will see all of the flaws inside of you, but never see any flaws inside of themselves. Thank you so much, PMC. I appreciate you. Yes, realist. Yes, Gio. Amen. Yeah, I'm just speaking the truth, Gio. I just had something that I felt like I needed to talk about, and this was it. Some people are just mentally ill. There's no sugarcoating, and we all have people who are our relatives or people in the workspace, people on social media. There's people everywhere that are just mentally ill. And they need help. And also there's going to be jealous people. You see them, and yeah, and you're going to have the fake people. There's going to be the gaslighters. There's going to be the drama people. There's going to be the people who want to see you unalived. That's what it is. I don't understand that. Even when I don't get along with somebody, I never would want to see anybody unalived, but that's how some people are. Some people want to see you no longer here. Some people get satisfaction in seeing others suffer. And I'll never get that because that's not in me. But, to each his or her own. And all I ever do is wish people the best. And I think a lot of people, they hate that. When they do things to you and then you wish them well, you wish them the best. I have nothing negative to say about anybody. I don't have anybody that I hate. Purely and truly from my heart, I hate no one. But I know that that's not the case on the other side. I know that there's a lot of people who hate me. And people will hate you for who you were. And they don't understand about who you are today. I know that in the past I've done things, hurt people, done things, been dysfunctional, been jealous, the full gamut. I've done it all. But at the same time, I've learned, I've healed, I've grown. That's what you're supposed to do as an adult. I take full accountability for everything that I have done. But the ones that want to hold that over your head, let them. And let them be where they are. I'm grateful for the woman that I am today, and that I'm in a space to say, yeah, I'm accountable for me. Yeah, I've done things wrong. Yeah, I've messed up. But also, I'm not going to hold myself back and feel guilty for the rest of my life. When I say I forgive myself and I let it go. When I forgive other people, I forgive them and I let it go. But also at the same time, when people do things to you, you have to have a raised eyebrow, and you can't let people run over you, disrespect you, and use you over and over again. Rilla says that's the main thing I never play with. Yeah, you can't play with it. And some people, they like to start fires. They like to throw rocks. They love negativity. They like drama. They like to see people sad. And you have to be careful. When you play with fire, when you start fires, when you do messy things, Okay, I always say be careful because that mess can come right back around to you. You know, whatever you do in the dark, it's going to come to the light. Things get revealed. The truth always comes out. And I always say that you have to be careful who you mess with, because when you mess with the wrong person, one day, I'm just saying, it's a matter of time when the chips are going to fall. You throw those chips up in the air, they're going to fall. And when they come back down, when it comes down and you get exactly what you put out there, now you want to be like, oh my goodness, what happened to me, and asking for divine protection. You better be careful about what you do. I always say you never know what somebody is going through. You absolutely never know what somebody is going through. What does it take to be nice and kind to people? And if you don't like people, just leave them alone. You don't have to stalk people. You don't have to and talk about people behind their back. You don't have to spread rumors and lie on people and hate on people. Most of the time, the people that you don't like, they're not thinking about you. That's a perception, that's a projection. And a lot of people who are mentally unstable, dysfunctional, need some therapy, need some medication. They want the mess. They want your unhappiness because that will make them feel good about their sad and poor life. And it's what it is. People want to see you have a sad and poor life because they have a sad and poor life. But I already said over here, I've worked far too hard. I've shed way too many tears. I've asked for forgiveness. I've prayed. I've made changes. I've healed. And I've learned to love myself. See, when you learn to be your own best friend, you say, I don't want to bring pain and hurt to other people because I don't want people to do that same thing to me. When you love yourself, you treat not only yourself, but you treat others in a different way. And that's the part about it. Hey, Pandy, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having a good work day. And that's one of the things, everybody, is that we can't do anything about what other people do and say. And we most definitely can't make other people happy. And I used to try my best. I really and truly did. I used to try my best to make people happy. I used to try my best to go around people. You're trying to make amends. But some people don't want for things to get fixed. Some people want to stay in that 30, 40, 50 years. Some people want to take that with them to the grave. How much they hate you for whatever happened. And, I always say to each his or her own. Everybody has to live with the consequences of their actions, because we know that for every action is a reaction. And I always said that. I always said, I hope, I pray that the things that I've done, that I don't repeat, because I don't want to bring pain not only to myself, but to other people. And it's a domino effect. When we hurt other people, we hurt ourselves and we hurt the people around us. Like, I'm really tired of seeing grown women, grown men arguing with brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins, friends who've been friends for 30, 40 years, arguing about something. People in the workplace really showing their tail, acting terribly, acting like they have no, acting like they have no sense. And the part of being an adult is knowing when you're getting upset is take your leave. Take a step, walk away for a little bit, gain your composure, think for a little bit, and then circle back after some of the dust has settled. And there's a lot of people who don't understand that part. If you're upset, if somebody has upset you, it's usually best not to confront people right away when it happens. You got to let some of it and then ask some questions. Did I do something? Or is this a them problem, or is this a me problem? And then you got to take ownership and accountability. Did I snap off at them? Was I rude? Was I insensitive? And then do better, because that's all we can do. Gems family, we're not perfect people, and we everybody's entitled to have a bad day, to not be as nice, kind, or sensitive to others and their feelings. But you do have to be very careful about how you treat another woman or another man, because that same energy will come back to you. And I've always seen it, that when it circles back, it usually circles back with a vengeance. It comes like you're really gonna get it when it comes back around, because you had an opportunity to grow up and you did it. You had an opportunity to do better and you didn't. So let's do better, everybody. You know, that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's for us to learn, to grow, to heal, and to be good examples. And I'm grateful that at my big age, that I finally come to a space in my life that I can say wholeheartedly, full-pledged, that I love myself and I respect myself, and I'm my own best friend. And I know love, and I know faith, and I know friendship. And because I know those things, I know how to deal with other people. If somebody's not my cup of tea, I don't have to be rude and disrespectful. I just take my leave. It's cool. You be you, and I'm going to be me. And I give you your space. And as long as people are respectful, we don't have any problems. And we need to bring that sort of maturity back, because you have children watching, you got other people watching. So let's be good role models. Let's act like we have sense. Let's act like grown people. And if there is a disagreement, if there is a problem, talk to the person who offended you before snapping off, arguing, yelling, involving other people. First, have your say with that person. It could have just been a simple disagreement. And that happens. No, I've done it. I'm not going to come on, because of social media, and act like, I've never. Yes, I have. I have jumped to conclusions, and I've been very, very wrong. And I take accountability for that. You have to be careful about what you hear. The second hand, third hand, whoever. If you weren't there, if somebody didn't say something to you, let's not jump to a conclusion and say, this person doesn't like me, or this person doesn't hate me. That person could just be having a bad day. And then they look up and thinking about something, and you say, they gave me a dirty look, when that person wasn't even thinking about you. So let's make sure that we learn how to handle situations and not be projecting our fears, our insecurities. Let's stop being messy in 2025 and beyond, and do better. Let's do better. We're not little kids. We're not little boys or little girls anymore. We're grown women and grown men that need to act with maturity. So if there's a problem, talk to the person. But, don't spread it. If you hear something and you're like, that don't sound good, but it doesn't mean you got to spread it all around, because we don't. Okay? Let's do better, and let's be better, Gems family. That's I think this conversation is a very good one to have, because there's so much people that need to just learn to pause. If you're upset, pause. Take a deep breath. Go for a walk. But don't go and run and tell somebody, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Let's end that. Let's crush that. Because things go on, and it's a ripple effect, a domino effect, more problems, more drama, when we can end it if we want to. See, but it starts with us. There has to be individuals that say, I don't want any negativity. I don't want any drama. I don't want any part of it. And when you find that people are very insensitive and they don't care about you, and they don't care about your feelings, then you take step backs from those people. The ones that you know are mentally ill, take a step back from them. The people who lie on you, take a step back from them. You know, you have to understand that people are going to do certain things. Some people will never change. Some people will never grow up. But you don't have to be a doormat. You don't have to be arguing with people. You just have to realize, oh, okay, you're a person who I can't trust. You're a person who is messy. You're a person who likes to be involved in drama. And if you don't want any part of that, then you know what to do. We're all the way grown over here. We're not little kids. We're grown women and grown men, and we know better. We do better. But at the same time, we don't let people run our name through the mud. We identify who they are and we stay away from them. You know, what did they say? Every dog has their day. Yeah. Don't worry about it. You got to let those things go and give those problems away to whatever it is that you believe in. And then you continue on with your life. Don't let the mess stop you. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Don't let the mess stop you. Don't let drama people stop you. Don't let hatred and anger stop you. Don't let dysfunction, mental illness, don't let any of it stop you from having peace in your life. You got to find ways to make yourself happy. Don't let people who have things to say about you, don't let people who have problems stop you. Don't. Okay? Oh, mine is going great, Sirius. Thank you so much. And that's why I had to do this PSA. I refuse to let other people that don't like me, want to see my demise, want to be messy, want to backstab. I don't let those people see me sweat. I don't let those people stop my peace. I don't let those people say who I am. I define who I am by the way I treat myself and by the way I treat other people. And there are some individuals, that's what they want. Don't give people what they want. They want to see you angry and bitter and going back and forth and involved in drama and being a part of brokenness. Some people want to see the brokenness because they are broken themselves. And because they're broken, they also want to see your brokenness because it's a ripple effect. It all trickles down. People don't know how to be happy for other people because they're not happy within themselves. And I think that's very tragic that people can go their whole life and never be happy. There's a lot of people. It doesn't mean because you're grown that you're mature. It doesn't mean because you're grown that you're mentally stable. It doesn't mean that. Some people never learn those lessons. Realist says, the minute we let someone interrupt our peace, it could be hard to restore. Yeah. I always say, I think about things. When people do things to me, first question I always ask myself is, what did I do? And if the answer to that is nothing, if that's the honest answer, if you really didn't do anything, then that's a them problem. But if you did do something, now it's time for you to say, why did I do that? Why was I being mean or rude or whatever it is that you've done? And then you admit it. You apologize where you need to apologize. And then you try your best to shift your behavior because it's not okay. And some people say, oh, this is the way I am. And it's not okay to be rude. It's not okay to start drama. It's not okay to spread lies about other people because some people don't understand that lies can ruin people's lives. I've seen so often where people have said something and got people to go to jail, breaking up people's romantic relationships, caused so much problems within the relatives unit, broken up friendships, all because of what people have said, spreading things, spreading pain. and spreading disunity, spreading negativity. It's not good. But we're the ones that have to make it come to an end, right? Hi, Life with Tasharia. How are you doing? But we're the ones as adults, right, that have to say, this comes to an end. It comes to an end and it ends with me. So let's think about this, shall we, Gems family? Are we going to let things come to an end, or are we going to stir the pot? You know, I can't lie to you guys and say, oh, I'd never have been a part of mess. I've never listened to it. We've all like, oh, what did they say? Oh, but when you hear those things, that's when you be like, well, I wish them the best. I hope things work out. I don't I don't stir the pot. Well, did they have a conversation with each other? If not, I always say I wasn't there. Don't worry about what my opinion on it is. See, where you don't fan the flames, that fire is going to go out. Don't be a part of things. Don't insert yourself in the middle of two people having something out. That's not your business. And many people need to learn that it doesn't matter who it is, what's the relationship between you and that person. People need to have conversations and communicate, because people do the wrong things and people need to do the right things. And it's not for us to fix whatever or have our feelings about it. We need to stay out of it and let two people, whoever had the problems, to hash it out. And if it can't be hashed out, let them handle their own business. Don't put yourself in places. Don't poke your nose where it doesn't belong. We've all heard that from the time we were children. Stop poking your nose. Stop poking your nose. That's not your business. And I learned the hard way, inserting myself in people's problems. You're not gonna mess with my sister, auntie, mama, cousin, this person, that person. That's not my business. Let them hash it out. And sometimes it can't be hashed out. Sometimes it's just going to be messy. So you just have to let it's not me. As long as it wasn't me involved in it, you know. Say, well, what is it saying? I'm not Bennett and I'm not in it. I don't want it. I don't want no part of the smoke and the fire, and I don't want that. I only want peace and joy and elevation and personal growth. I actually want to see people heal those things. And coming from generational brokenness for many, many years within my family, I know the effects of it. People doing, and yes, some things happened. It was messed up. But what about saying, hey, you two have a conversation together. Let's hug it out. Let's have conversations. Let's love each other. And if it can't be hashed out, okay, we're just going to make peace with it. And, that's what it is. And just don't deal with that person and move on with your life. Don't let your life be stuck and broken because of one or a group of people. Yeah, I think that's important. So great conversation, everybody. I really have to thank everybody who came through. You all know who you are. Thank you for your support. Thanks for being a subscriber of this channel. We passed our 2K goal, and I'm very appreciative. And I want to say to everybody, when we have these conversations, it's not only for you all, for my gems, it's also for myself. It's a healing to have conversations and to say how I deal with things now. Because I'm being honest with y'all, I wasn't always this way. I used to be like, oh, give me the tea, child. Oh, tell me. Oh, this one does this. I used to like to listen to it. I liked the mess. But as you get older, you got to leave that mess alone. You got to leave. It's not good. And there's people who get their feelings hurt. Relatives that don't talk to one another because of this and that. And yeah, it's a lot of pain and hurt. So if we can help it, let's mind our own business. Stay in our own lane. Let people handle their own problems, Yeah. That's what it is. Realist is laughing. Yeah. Let's do better 2025 and beyond. You know, we're already in August of 2025. Very soon we're going to be in 2026. Let's break off those bad habits and bring in communication, healing, giving people the benefit of the doubt. And if it's not something positive, don't spread it around. Don't stir it around. Yeah. It's all those things. Yeah, sometimes that tea will burn a fool. Is the truth, realist. But I wanted to say to each and every one of you, Gems family, thank you so much for supporting me. Thanks for supporting this channel. Shout out to my amazing mods that hold it down. Shout out to everybody who's a new subscriber. I really appreciate you guys. And anybody who is listening in the replay, you are a real one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Leave me a comment below, and of course, a like. And I want to thank you guys for your support on this channel. Thank you so much. And everybody have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's not only be grown, let's be mature. Yeah, let's do those things. I'm Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, a motivational speaker, life coach, and mindset shifter. Let's apply some of these things and not only do better, be better. You know what I say over here. Love your life and live your life. Until the next time, guys, peace.